So why is the country so overweight when it seems like we all should know better? And what can be done to try and reverse the obesity trend and all that it costs us? Joining us right now to weigh in are Kass. He is former White House chef, and Zier, who's Nutrisystem CEO. And thank you both for being here today.
Good to be here.
So Sam, you've advised the president, and hearing some of these statistics, like that number of $315 billion a year that it costs us in healthcare costs, why are so many Americans overweight?
Well, right now we're not setting ourselves up for success. We're surrounded with unhealthy options. There's fast food on most corners. We surround ourselves in our homes with unhealthy options and then battle ourselves to try to make better choices. But really, if it's too hard for people to eat better, they're not going to be successful. And I think that's what you're seeing time and time again, is people saying they try and then they fail. But every day you make a slightly bad choice, and over time you gain just a pound a year. Mm-hmm. Over 30 years, you're 30 pounds overweight.
Wow. So it's bad choices that we've made, again, over years and years. Don, when people come to you, they are looking to slim down pretty rapidly. I know that's a struggle.
It's always, let me start tomorrow, let me start the next day, let me start after the party. And we really advocate structure because so many people have a hard time losing weight on their own. It's very hard with over 200 different food decisions a day to do it without a structured program. So, and by being on a structured program, you can learn about that portion control and what the right size is.
Part of Nutrisystem's setup is that you can buy 4 weeks of food.
Right.
It comes in a box for $300. And it seems a little different to the message we get a lot of times these days, which is to eat the fresh, the healthy, the things that are there.
Right.
How do you kind of match that up?
Well, it's generally frozen food, and then you walk the perimeters, which is where we should be shopping, the perimeters of the grocery store for your vegetables and your fresh fruits. But it's not just about the freshness. I think it's about what's in it and what's not. Not having the added sugars, not having the artificial flavors, sweeteners. All that adds up to bad habits, I think.
Yeah, I think the challenge for many people, they're bombarded with the what. You're supposed to eat more fruits and vegetables, whole grains, eat less, all this stuff. But we haven't focused on the how.
Right.
And the how you actually fit that into your busy life. That's the challenge. I think for a lot of people who are struggling with that, these different plans really give them a way forward. There's a lot of nonsense out there. There's a lot of...
What's some of the most ridiculous things you hear?
There's a lot of these diets that say you should only eat steaks or you should only eat cabbage soup. And it's really undermining people's confidence in solid science and solid nutritional advice. I think we know for sure that fruits and vegetables are the foundation of a healthy diet. A lot of whole grains, not too much sugar, and not eating too much. Like, that's the foundation.
Don, we have these weight loss shows where people see people losing 50, 60, 70 pounds. Is that a realistic expectation?
You know, I think those shows are good because they're helping people, but they're extreme, right? So it doesn't reflect normal America. And what we find is when people come off those programs, after every show, a couple of people call us because they haven't quite gotten the structure down. But, you know, we advocate, you know, moderate change. You can't change your lifestyle. It's one change one day at a time, and doing anything extreme is probably going to be, again, hard to stick to.
Sam, I think about how much healthier the messages for food these days. What types of things are, though, actually paying off, and do you see the next generation doing a better job than we did?
Absolutely. We're actually seeing the numbers starting to come down in terms of childhood obesity for our youngest kids. Schools have much better nutrition, right. And kids are just smarter than we are. I was with a bunch of 11-year-olds yesterday, and I asked them, what is the one thing what are some things you want to see differently in your food? Well, this little girl raised her hand and said, I propose to eliminate Pizza Fridays. And assuming, right, I couldn't believe it. And assuming that the rest of the group, and it's like 50 kids, wouldn't support her, I said, who else agrees with this? And half the group raised their hands. And she started talking about, well, I said, why? And she said, because they're fed GMOs, and the cows have antibiotics and hormones in them, and it makes the cheese not good for us, and has too much sugar and salt. And I just don't think pizza is good for us when it's made like that, and therefore I propose eliminating it. And it's just, she's 11. And all the kids were speaking like that. And so it really blew my mind about just how much more sophisticated this next generation is. And the normal, this is their normal, right? These expectations. And that's a powerful thing.
She's going to have to hang out with my 4-year-old who pizza is his favorite.
I love pizza. I was like, really? I love pizza.
Sam, Don, thank you both so much for being here.
That's great. Thank you.
Up next, we are on the money.